Well, I got to tell you, social media is not a fad. It is here to stay. And Facebook is here to stay. The numbers just keep increasing worldwide, and the reach continues to grow. So it's really important for you, the direct selling leader, to get the very best out of social media and your efforts there. So I'm going to give you 3 really practical tips today. One is a do not, and 2 are a do's. So the first do not is something that I really have to address. If you've been any place on social media, you've heard this from folks, and that is do not add people to your groups just randomly and all your friends without asking their permission. If they're important enough to be in a group that you want to add them to, then personally invite them. This is particularly true of those groups that are your client groups or your customer bases. You want to invite them. I cannot tell you how many groups that I've been invited to that I had no interest at all in being invited. But if they would have taken the time to write me a note, I would have gone in their group and checked it out. I think that's a pretty serious breach of etiquette if you're just adding people randomly. Same thing goes with events. Don't add people to an event without a personal invitation. If you're doing Facebook parties, don't have your hostess just add 170 people. Make sure she is personally inviting those people, at least with a private message. So that's the first do not. That will help your social media presence a lot, because your reputation on social media, you don't have very many chances to repair that, because once it's tarnished, it's really hard to get it back. So the second one is, if you really want to build relationships and want to build your business, it's all about relationships. So here's what that means. It means you like and comment. If you have a friend, if you've made a friend, or if you met somebody at an event, before you start selling them, because that's where you met them, before you start telling them how great your product is, get into their timeline. Start liking and commenting on theirs. Now that comment is not, oh, that's really looks fun. I bet you could enjoy using my product XYZ there too. No, that's not what I'm talking about, because that's so full of self-promotion. It makes me want to go, ah, ah, ah. And you know what? That's exactly what happens to the people on social media when you're just always there with your product. They just kind of go, oh no, here she comes again. And so I really want you to like and to comment and become their friend. Now, I'm going to tell you the truth. You've seen me do that. If you've been on social media with me for very long, and we've been doing this for a number of years, I really do care about all of you. I comment, I like, I pray for you. I tell you how cute your kids are. All of those things create relationships. And then if you decide you want to do business with someone, I'm hoping you do business with me. But it's not the reason that I like and comment on all your Facebook things. So that's a really important do. Like and comment. The last one is, remember that you are joining groups to get to know people, to be in relationship with people. So join lots of groups, but not to go in and promote your product, unless it's one of those groups that specifically says come in and promote your product. You're there to get to know people, to listen to them, to be in dialogue with them. Just think about this as a virtual room, okay? If you were in a virtual room, or excuse me, if you were in a room and people were in that room sitting and having coffee and talking and stuff, the last thing you do would walk in with your product and say, oh, by the way, guys, here's what I've got. This was really great. If you didn't know those people, you wouldn't walk in and say, oh, look, I just went on this trip. You should go on this trip with me. I need to have new consultants on my team. You wouldn't talk that way. So think about going into a group as a way to get to know people and develop those relationships. That's what networking is about. And as people like you and you like them, then you're going to be able to develop those kind of relationships, because then when they're ready to buy your product, then when they want to hear more about it, you're the one they're going to go to. So 1 don't and 2 do's. Those are the ways they're going to help your social media right away, starting today. Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.